And we're excited to welcome Brandi Carlile to the table. So excited to welcome you. You're playing Forest Hill Stadium Friday night.
That's right.
But we saw you there in Montana. You actually drove a camper to Montana. Why?
I was just trying to keep it real, and I knew it was such a big deal to return to live music that I needed just a little time alone with the stage. So I slept there.
You slept there the night before?
Yeah.
Were you nervous, Brandi? Were you nervous?
I was so nervous, Gayle. I was so nervous.
Have you looked in the mirror? You know you are Brandi Carlile.
Yeah.
I think
Tell
I
me
felt
why you're nervous. Yeah.
I think at that moment I felt more like a trout fisherman, and I needed to sort of fuse the two together. So I just wanted to sit in the audience alone and just the night before and just sort of be ready to be
What were
on
you
stage.
telling yourself in that moment?
I was telling myself, don't cry,
Yeah.
because you won't be able to sing, but still be vulnerable for the people, because we're all feeling vulnerable and we need this together, you know.
Yeah, and you opened your mouth and the words came out, and then you felt what? Was it like, I was kidding when I said, is it like riding a bicycle? But I wonder, when you've been off for so long, did it instantly come back to you, the audience?
It did. I really had to give it the emotional space that, I haven't not sang in front of people for that long since I was 8 years old.
Ooh.
And so it was a really big life change for me, and coming back did feel like riding a bicycle, but I couldn't have told you that before. I was wasn't sure it would.
You wasn't sure. We saw the video for Right on Time, your new song, which Courtney Cox, your friend, directed.
Yeah.
You said you actually sent out the song to people and they sent treatments back, and you picked hers. Why?
Hers was just the best. And Courtney, she didn't send a written treatment. She FaceTimed me and she acted out the whole thing. And I was riveted.
Said souls, yeah.
I was like, that's the song. You get it. I didn't even tell anybody that that's what it was, but that's the song.
But the look and everything, when I saw that, I said, oh, Brandi has another side that we don't know about when I looked at that video. And the song, this is what I like about your music. It's the lyrics that you write. It's the lyrics that you write in addition to your voice.
Are you a lyric girl? Do you is that what you attached to?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're a lyric, right?
Yes, very much so. Very much so, Brandi, I do. And then you have the voice, too, to back it up. You know, the voice to back. People keep saying, your fellow homies who are in this business say, during this pandemic, they either felt more creative or they just felt totally undone and were sort of paralyzed. Which one was it for you?
First,
nobody thought it would be this long.
I know. That's the thing. First, paralyzed and in denial that it was taking as long as it did. I kept calling my managers and telling them to stop telling people shows were canceled, and they were like, honey.
Reality check. Yeah.
But then I accepted what was happening spiritually, and got creative.
And then you finished a memoir that is now was #1 bestseller.
Yeah.
Broken Horses.
Broken Horses, yeah.
Do you mind if we mention the name of the memoir? Was that hard to write? Because sometimes when people write memoirs, they dig in places they don't necessarily want to go.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty awesome. I actually recommend that anybody write their story. You'd be amazed at how cathartic it is to sort of chronologically mine your life and the things that make you who you are. It really did a lot for me as a mom and as a wife to understand so many of the mechanisms that I've put in place and make a decision about which ones to keep and which ones to leave in the book.
Yeah.
Had you not thought of that before? Sorry, Anthony. Had you not thought of that before?
I want to tell you I had, but I hadn't, and I just turned 40, and obviously that was existential. So it was all this has been a pretty powerful couple of years for me. I'm sure because for you guys too.
We saw in the piece in front of this that some of your great heroes have become your great friends, like Elton John, Joni Mitchell, who is now a Kennedy Center honoree.
Yeah.
You FaceTimed with her yesterday?
Yeah, we FaceTimed. She's so excited about it, guys. And she's pretty profoundly moving and exciting and funny person, really funny.
How did it feel for you to hear her name on that list?
Oh, I just saw it and freaked out. And they were like, we were sworn to secrecy. It's pretty excited for her.
Joni Mitchell's funny?
Oh, she's so funny.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. And she's always the last one to speak. So the room will go through a whole thing, and then it'll get quiet for a second. And then Joni will drop a one-liner on you that just put you on your knees.
And now that we're coming out of it, allegedly, as long as people get vaccinated, this Delta variant is no joke. What are you most looking forward to?
Oh, hugs.
In terms of, yes.
Love that.
Hugs.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question about growing up? You were a backup singer for an Elvis impersonator.
I love this.
But I love music. I know, isn't that crazy?
Yes.
But the music has antecedents of Elvis in it, like The Joker. Your producer wanted you to channel a bit of Elvis, late Elvis.
Oh, yeah. Dave Cobb loves Elvis Presley. And Elvis is in my voice and everything because of that background vocal thing. Also, it's like you really can't get a better education in terms of background vocals. So that's a big part of my music. And also, like, sometimes it's hard for me to tell the difference between Elvis and Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Roy Orbison's a big influence.
There's a lot of Roy Orbison in your voice.
Yeah, a lot of Roy in there.
No, but when you were, I didn't know that, Brad.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's such a great little nugget. When you were, you knew it, I know.
Yeah.
'Cause Anthony knows all.
Yeah, he does.
That's where the sequence started.
But when you were a backup singer for the Elvis guy, were you thinking, I want to do that? I actually want to be in front singing?
Yeah.
Was that a dream?
Oh, yeah, because he was actually really quite good. He was just so good at just shaking it and getting up there and just being the queen and getting all that attention. And I was like, yeah, no, that's right. I need to be right there.
We saw that you also have a side project called The Highwomen with Maren Morris, Natalie Hemby, Amanda Shires. You said when you formed that group in 2019 that it was less of a band and more of a movement.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how you feel about the role of women in country music is coming along right now.
I've really loved seeing some of the progress, and there needs to be so much more.
Yeah.
I think that the role of women in roots music specifically needs to really be addressed and platformed, and everybody has to make a really conscious effort to that. But also, I think that the role of people in color in roots music, people of color in roots music, is even a more pivotal point in that so much of all American roots music needs to be handed back to the architects in a really big way. And
Yeah, we're looking at Mickey Guyton, who's coming out with new music.
Yeah.
Brittany Spencer.
Brittany Spencer, that
Joy
Anthony did a profile on.
Yes.
and Allison Russell, Yola, it's a big year.
Yola,
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like the direction it's going now?
I like the direction it's going in, and I want to be a part of that momentum and that advocacy.
We talked about you. How's your family dealt with the pandemic?
Well, I mean, my big girl, she did her first grade. She did it remotely.
Right, yeah.
That was tough to watch, but also pretty inspiring to watch. Her teacher really inspired me, two of them. She had two of them this year. And then, my little girl, she didn't know what the heck's going on.
Yeah, we have new appreciation for teachers, but we always appreciate you, Brandi Carlile. I love that you love the setup piece that we did for you.
Yes.
Because when you were looking at it, you go, guys, this is so good. I wish my mom could see it. We'll make sure you get a link
You want
so you
Mom?
can show it to your mom. we'll make sure that happens.
Thank you.
Brandi Carlile, best of luck Friday night at Forest Hill Stadium here in New York City. It's great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Brandi's
Thank
memoir,
you.
Broken Horses, is on sale now, and she performs tomorrow, as I said, at Forest Hill Stadium here in New York City.